Hello, everyone. This is Enlightened Living, True, whatever. If you're
We're
here,
people.
you probably know that we're just two people that are running our mouths about stuff. Okay, cool. Anyways, today what are we discussing? You want to say a few things while I look up some stuff?
Okay, so the state of things at the moment is actually kind of interesting. There's obviously they're trying to well, they successfully impeached the president for the second time. They're trying to remove him completely from office. They're trying to place Pence in the presidency. It's a lot of interesting things, and you're saying like all this is happening because of they're claiming that he invited these people, like it didn't discourage them from coming in and like invading the
Be
Capitol.
careful what you say, because YouTube
Yeah.
can ban people.
So it's
Or
it's
they can.
yeah, it's very fascinating because it's like there's a lot of things that they're finding out, like people getting paid and that did this even really happen, blah 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 blah. So it's like that's something.
There's just like so much background stuff
Yeah.
going on right now that if you are not in the uh I don't want to say in the knowing, but if you're not like trying to or researching or something, I don't know, you probably are like completely unaware. You may be completely unaware, I don't know, but chances are if you're even listening a little bit to this channel and like a lot of other interesting YouTube channels out there, you probably do know there's a lot more going on than what's on the media. But anyway, I just wanted to give this story or interesting thing because I thought it was kind of interesting how this came about, and I don't know. I will just go on with my story. Okay. Anyways, so I think
Yeah.
it's interesting. So I've obviously had like dreams about like everything I think that's kind of been going on in the world. Several dreams. I think I've said a few of them on our this channel, and me and you talk about them a lot too. Like, what are these dreams? I mean, to me, I feel like my everything is just I keep saying the same thing. Everything is going as planned, sort of thing. This is all part of the divine plan, the divine awakening. Everything's unfolding, perfect timing, and all that kind of good stuff. And no one should be worried about anything really. So that's my take on everything. No matter, I feel like no matter what happens. But we were talking. What was it? A couple of weeks. We were talking last week or something. But about kind of like the politics, the direction of the politics and whatnot. And I will admit, I did get a little bit worried. I was kind of like, okay, I know that things are still going the way they're supposed to go. But and then I think we and you had like a little discussion about it, and I was kind of like, okay, so sure, on the appearance of it, kind of depending on where you stand at, things could be going really like haywire, like um, in politics right now. And what does this even really mean? Why are things going the way they are? And then you kind of have to bring yourself back to the place of is needs to happen this way, sort of. But anywho, I was after our discussion, like I said, I was a little bit kind of like, okay, I think I know that I feel like things are still like happening the way they should, blah, blah, blah. And I went and meditated a little bit. So I was on my phone, which I need to stop watching it so much. But anyway, and then it like shut off for a while for some reason, like the internet connection like shut off. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess I'll meditate and do other stuff. But in my meditation, I'm kind of in a sort of way, kind of asking for like some clarity, I guess you could say, in like what's going on in the world and something along those lines. And then just kind of just meditating, and then like after my phone is turned back on, and I flip through my YouTube as I usually do, I come to a YouTube channel called Chris Yoon, and I will put a link to his channel in the description box. But basically, he is just a guy who's been talking pretty much a lot about his intel that he's been getting through like meditation and prayer, basically intel about what's unfolding right now in the world. And like the first video I clicked in kind of like answered my questions, or like kind of reaffirmed kind of what I was already thinking, but also kind of answered what I was looking for. So I thought that was kind of interesting because I think it shows in a way, depending on how you look at things, I guess, how this whole thing works, right? It's like some people can sit in meditation and get like a answer directly from to what their questions are. Some people may channel like a higher consciousness that talks directly like to them, which I guess that's still directly, huh? And then some people will go out and like have certain like what is it called? Not what's the word I'm looking for? Where you not random acts, but what's that word? Synchronicities. Okay. That kind of thing happen to kind of line them up with what their answer is, or what the answer that's being given to them is. So I thought that was kind of interesting because, like I said, it just kind of shows you how this whole thing works. Or, again, shows you, I don't know, whatever. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. There's definitely things that, as they say, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Like that's what the whole synchronicity thing, and like where you figure out where you are, what you're trying to figure out in the world is kind of just reveals itself to you if you're actually paying attention. Sometimes it's like when you actually like take a step back and look at what's been going on, you're like, you start to see that there's like connections to those events, and you're like, oh, this is what I was supposed to figure out. Oh my goodness. But it's like people actually have to take a moment to actually look at their lives and what's going on and like who they're interacting with, and that'll kind of help you determine like where you're supposed to be at this given moment.
Which is, well, what do you mean?
Well, it depends on like the person. Some people are supposed to live and know what's going on and like kind of take a step away from the events, and some people are supposed to be like right in the middle of it.
I think it's
But we're
interesting.
supposed to be learning anyways.
I think it's interesting how it seems like if you're someone who's like online a lot or like looking at YouTube a lot, it almost is like takes the place of like your channeling, if that makes sense. Like your higher consciousness, like speaking directly to you through other people's YouTube channels. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's interesting. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to mention. Direct people to this guy's YouTube channel. I think a few days ago or so, I think he got a strike on his account or a warning, but he's on another backup. I think it's called Rumble or something like that. But if you look at his videos, if you want to, if you're interested in people's prophetic impressions of what's going to be happening over the next month or so, or whatever, you should look at his videos and make your assessments or whatever from that.
Sounds like a good idea, good plan. Anything else you like to end on?
Yeah, I think that's it. Just everyone keep doing your thing, have fun, enjoy yourselves, meditate, strengthen that connection with with your divine consciousness, and same old, same old.
Oh yeah.